Hi guys, Mr. Johnny here. It's summertime and I got a bit more free time and I got a bit more jobs to do. This time a fella brought me not one but two televisions. One is Akira or whatever, with digital sound. No, that analog BS. And another one is Akai or whatever. This is more than 21 inch. 60 centimeters, this one is 51, this one is definitely 21 inch, that one is probably larger, 25 or so. I don't know. The problems, well, this one came dismantled already, and the fella took out speakers. There are none of both speakers, all speakers are gone in this set, and yeah. Glance at the board, I saw nothing terribly wrong, no charred parts, no obviously bulged caps. So I took my multimeter, beeped out the PSU transistor, it's fine, it's not shorted. All the junctions beep out okay. Check the horizontal output transistor, which is right there. You might be able to see that plastic part. It's okay as well. I proceeded to turn it on and it did turn on. I don't know what's wrong with it and why do you have in two televisions? You picked a better one to get speakers from. It doesn't make sense. This one doesn't work actually. Doesn't start up. Again, I don't know how to title this video really, because I have lots of televisions that just have the same problems. They do not turn on, and how the heck am I gonna name a video? Doesn't turn on number 5? Anyway, enough of a babble, let's show that this actually works. And sometimes it actually, when the first time I plugged it in, it didn't start up. I just saw it standby LED glowing and it didn't start. But next time I plugged it in, it started up. Yeah, I hear the horizontal. You will see a blue screen. See, it's everything. Just fine. The focus is a bit out, and the screen is filthy with some child writings on it. But nonetheless, it works fine. Does it react to the... Yeah, volume is fine. It's in Russian. It does change channels. 30, 31. Let's switch it off. Okay, so what's wrong with it? It doesn't have speakers, that's for sure. And it requires a bit of cleaning to get the dust off. Yeah, so this video is gonna be probably me taking a look of that bastard, trying to get that running, because it doesn't work. So you just saw that this one works, so it's gonna be boring, right? I'm just gonna clean it a bit, shove it back in, screw down the back cover, and that will be it. Boring. Let's have a look at this digital sound piece of plastic crap. We got the standby LED glowing, if you can see it, alright? But when I'm gonna try to switch it on by pressing channel up button, it usually all TVs start up like that, but watch the standby LED and listen close. So I pressed the channel plus button, it emitted a faint whistle, like, and then just died in my arms tonight. But if I'm gonna restart it, you can see the LED glowing again, and probably you may hear that whining noise a little bit better. And it dies. So what's wrong with it? I don't really think it's a capacitor failure here. It's more likely a horizontal output transistor is shorted. But I'm just gonna pop the cover off. Alright. Took the cover off, and what can I see? And what can we see? Not much. Nothing obviously charred. No obviously bulged capacitors. No exploded parts. At least from a quick glance around. Alright, anyway. So, I actually discharged the picture tube. You should do that each and every time you take a television apart. Alligator clip and a nicely insulated screwdriver. Connect alligator clip here to this strap. This guy. Connect another end to your screwdriver. Hold the screwdriver by the very end and shove it beneath that suction cup till you hear a spark, and then make sure you make a physical contact with the contact beneath the cup, and you'll be fine. Leave it there for a minute or two. That will discharge the picture tube. But the point, when I did that, I heard a spark, so that means that horizontal output transistor is okay, because I did have a spark that says that I do have horizontal oscillator running, and horizontal output transistor is fine and dandy. So is the flyback. Right, so what can cause that issue now? If not a horizontal output transistor, a capacitor. Really. That can be a capacitor bulged somewhere, but I don't think it is. Oh, that fella is quite bulged, actually, to be honest. Let me show ya. Here, see, 160 volt, 220 microfarad. That's a B plus capacitor. B plus is a rather high voltage, about 120 volts in this case, I guess, which feeds the horizontal output transistor, which pulses the primary of the flyback, and the flyback produces HT for the second anode, as well as a filament AC voltage to power the filaments. 3 filaments inside the picture tube, because there are 3 guns, because that's a color set. But nonetheless, that capacitor, as you can see, is covered by a piece of plastic, and you can't really tell if it's bulged by just glancing at it. But if you touch it, I can actually feel a bulge here. So I'm gonna go get my ESR meter. I'm gonna see what that bastard has to tell. Here are the contacts for it. Let's check. Alright, connected. Nothing. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, let's check a meter if it's still working. Yes, the needle deflects. Let's connect it up again, because maybe I didn't make good contact the first time. And yeah, I do have nothing. I wiggle the contacts here, still don't have a thing. This capacitor is dry as a dead dingo's dongle. Let me take it out, replace it, and measure capacitance of it just for the giggles. I know it's low, can very well be in nanofarads range. Alright, as you can see, there, this bastard, I soldered in the another capacitor. It's a used cap, but it's very nice. I tested its parameters on a transistor tester. It shows just fine. About 0.6 ohms ESR, 0.6% of a leakage. Perfect stuff. Capacitance is in ballpark. That is 100 mic. This was a 220 mic, but you know, that should start up on 100 mic just fine. I'm gonna end up replacing it with a 220 sometime, but this stuff is bulged. Maybe you'll be able to see it. Another way to show it is that I'm gonna stand very well. You can see it rocks back and forth. But what's more fun to see is actually connected, god damn it, to the transistor tester and see what it has to say. Alright, let's connect another lead here. Press the test button. I told ya. In nanofarads range, it's a bit 2 microfarads nonetheless. 30% voltage loss. It's leaky as hell. An ESR of not 0.15 kilo ohms. So that's 150 ohms, my friends. It's just absolutely horrible. If it didn't work on this one, it will work just fine on 100 microfarads. In fact, I'm gonna tilt it. You can see it's still there, that capacitor. Just go and plug it in. And plug. Right. Okay. Let's reach over here and do the same procedure. I feel the HD. The LED is still glowing. And we soon shall have a picture. And there is a faint raster. What the hell? Check it out. You can see the red snow here. Red snow. You can see a picture. Alright. That's interesting. Oh, you saw a nice flash. So we have an HD. Very nice one. A magic of a single capacitor, which you can see right in the middle, with a circle of a clean PCB around it. That blue guy. And it works now just fine. I just have to tweak these controls probably, or play around with the controls on the front panel. Maybe some kid had a nice play with it and just threw the settings way off, decrease the brightness to some ridiculous values or something like that. Gonna unplug it. Alright. Unplugged. I'm gonna discharge it on camera. Not discharge it to the camera, goddammit. One-handed it's a bit pain in the ass, but oh well. I'm gonna just film everything now, cause people like to harass me for being not safe. Alright, you can see there's a contraption here. Hold it by the very end. Just schmook it there and you should hear a spark. If alligator clip will hold. Alright, a very faint spark, but there is. Leave it there. And let's have it. It's cold. HOT is cold as well. Alright, so what's wrong with it? I'm gonna just have a play with it off camera and I'm gonna show you the results. disregarding as a successful or not. Alright, let me do just that. And yeah, I forgot one little thing. I found this tool inside of that television, that one. The semi screwed up one. Found this tool inside. Look at this magnificent piece of engineering. It's a screwdriver made from crap. Yeah, that's what I call the style. Just kidding, it's horrendous. Well, that was easy. The thing is in AV mode. You can see TV AV. AV is the video input, audio video input. You will just press this button and you will see normal snow. Badoomts. And okay snow. Yeah. And the channels do change. You can see the numbers there. Jumping around. Let's go into the menu, shall we? The color is maxed out. The brightness is maxed out as well. Let's decrease the brightness a bit. At 70. Now. Yeah, that's pretty bright picture tube. Does it change or not? Because I don't see much change in the brightness. I'm just gonna leave it on 51 for a moment, alright? And the color, let's decrease it to something like 60. 65 will do. Contrast. You don't want the contrast on 100, do you? 67 will do. Tone. Whatever. And focus. Focus, let's just see if it does anything. Yes, it does. Alright. Let's leave it on the 90. And the noise you saw, the red snow you saw is not existing anymore, because that red snow was caused by the settings thrown off. As you saw, the brightness was full, so was the contrast, and so was the color and all the other settings. You don't want it to be like that. As you saw, it says video, which is video but in Russian. Just switch it off. Kabooms. Shmoop. Easy fix it is. So that's about it. I'm just gonna squish it together and that will be it. The bastard is successfully repaired by means of changing one filthy capacitor on the B+. How did I know? I didn't. I just checked capacitor. Again, I just checked capacitors. I can't tell by looking at it. So I just went and touched it like that, and I felt that it's a bit bulged. And there is another capacitor of that style. It's a mains capacitor. It's a bulk capacitor which stores and rectified mains for this transistor. Wait a second, it's actually not a transistor, it's one of those piece of crap power supplies that uses these hybrid modules. It's not really an IC. It's an IC, kinda. It's a hybrid. It has an IC in it, control IC, and it has a switching transistor in one package. It has 5 legs, from what I can see. So that's about it. So, let's see. This bastard. Turn on the flashlight. Turn it on. Hopefully you can see it, because camera is so blind, it's just ridiculous. Put it into video. There we go, we have a picture. Darn. Crap. You can't really read this text, that means I have to adjust contrast. Point is that you can see the picture, and the picture looks quite good actually. It's pretty bright, it's pretty colorful, it's pretty contrasty, requires just some... You can't really read small text, so it requires focus adjustments. Or I can actually go into menu. Oh, you can see control is pretty much maxed out. That's why you should really adjust it manually. So I have to pop the color back in order to do that, but that's pretty straightforward, I ain't gonna show it. Thanks for watching. See ya.